level, every phenomena, every existing, both subject and object, are based on the total openness, emptiness, vastness, and total spaciousness status. You don't recognize that. And so Buddha gave that teachings. That particularly he gave that teaching because to break down, to release our ego clinging, our grasping, our clinging. Our grasping, clinging is something completely different from the nature, from the reality where things are. Because grasping, clinging means holding, something that holding, tangible, existing things. Yet nature is not like that. Nature is shifting, changing, transforming, is magical display status. Nature is. But we don't detect that. We don't know that. We presume, kind of vaguely think, oh, everything is the same. We think that, really. We think this all, for example, every day is kind of similar. Sun comes, sun sets, moon comes, moon sets, bright sky comes, kind of the same rhythm. But reality level, there's so much, that every instant changing, shifting. Behind that in instant changing state, behind there is total openness. The spaciousness. That's the way the things are. Our body, our mind, our soul, everything is like that. So this Buddha give that their teaching openly in order to break down our ego clinging, our grasping, clinging. That's what Buddha give the teachings. Gracious teacher, Buddha give that teachings. And then third turning wheel of Dharma is mainly explaining about the quality of our mind. Our nature of the mind. Our mind is, of course, we all know we have the mind, but mind we don't see. Even ourselves, we really don't detect our mind. Except, of course, we can say, I feel, I see, I think, but reality, we think, where is the mind? Those, many of you all know, we went through Dzogchen teaching and Mahamudra teaching and Madhyamaka teachings. Mind is totally free from the existing. The mind is not something that we think in a mundane level. It's totally. But even though it is total that openness and spaciousness, the mind is not total so existing, yet it contains all the beautiful qualities. What that means, beautiful qualities? Loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, intelligence, joy in appreciations. All that is right here. Those are in teaching always say, the Vajrayana teaching, in Mahayana teaching, say it was the richness of the mind, luxuries of the mind is all here. But these luxuries and the richness of the mind, nature of the mind, never going to go away. Even body leaves, verbal communication stops. According to teaching, mind move forward. Mind is indestructible. Cannot be relying on the fire, water, wind, earth, or space, anything. It's totally, completely different. Therefore, in Buddhism, mind came, mind is here, mind moves. When it comes, from the beginningless time our mind started. It's now here. Even we don't see tangible, can hold. Say, hi, this is my mind. We cannot show each other of that. But here, and it moves. It moves with the basic good qualities, goodness qualities. Those are the teaching mentioned, Tathagata Garbha, Sugata Garbhas, all the enlightenment qualities, all qualities of the three kayas, Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nirmakaya. Those all inherit the qualities. In order to explore that qualities, show that vividly to all of us, then great teacher Buddha Shakyamuni gave variety teachings on this about the nature of the mind or Sugata Garbha, Tathagata Garbha, or Buddha nature. Buddha gave. Now that, according to the teaching, that is goal. We're going to discover our treasure. That is our treasure, goal of our practice. We're going to discover. When we discover that, it's not just only is going to benefit to ourselves, but according to teaching, it will benefit for all living beings. It's not just when we discover is going to benefit for all beings. As we are process of that, it will really going to benefit to ourselves, benefit all the beings. How? By loving kindness, compassion, courage, commitment, patience, understanding, and openness. And we're going to expound, radiating that qualities to all the beings and to ourselves. We will be happy, our individual will be happy, strong, but same time going to share, radiating that to the others. It will inspire their Buddha nature, their qualities, so that they can activate their own qualities. And according to Buddhism, of course, you all know, we all heard that. Everyone has the same nature. We don't have any different nature. Everyone has, no one is exception, that lack of the Buddha nature. Everyone has Buddha nature, only to only we have to wake up. We have to call that nature. In order to that, then Buddha gives variety of teaching, the third turning wheel of dharmas. Among that, the most powerful, the most direct, most skillful means teaching is Vajrayana teachings. Vajrayana teaching is more powerful, more direct. Because why? In the teaching it said, it has a lot of skillful means practices. Skillful means, full of skillful means. So, therefore, Buddha gave varieties of the teachings of the Vajrayana. Those are known as, then, the outer tantra, inner tantras. And the outer tantra can be divided into three teachings. Those are the Kriya tantra, Upa tantra, and the Yoga tantras. Those three tantras. And the inner tantra can be divided into again three categories. And those are known as Mahayoga, Anu Yoga, and Ati Yoga teachings. So those are the Buddha give those teachings. And those teachings, among these, this particular today teaching, the empowerment of Manjushri is the teaching belongs from the inner tantras. This is one of the very special teachings that great master Mipham Rinpoche, who was known as, actually Manjushri came in Humi Pong as Mipham Rinpoche in the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century. He was commonly known as Mipham Rinpoche, or great master, omniscient Mipham Rinpoche. He was emanation, he was a tertum, he was a great scholars, writer, and poetry, the artist, and chemistry. Really, I mean, his wisdom is totally open, totally blooming. He wrote so many very famous texts and books in order to share those knowledge to the others. So, Mipham Rinpoche gave so many teachings. Among that teaching, this is terma teaching, the combination of terma and the kama teachings of the inner tantra teaching, all combined together. Inner tantra, such as the Mahayoga, Anu Yoga, other yoga teachings. So that is what I'm offering you, these teachings. And now, with that understanding about thing of the Manjushri. Now, who is Manjushri? Manjushri is generally a core in the teaching Manjushri, total enlightenment. Buddha. Even many times he mentioned that Manjushri is father of all the Buddhas. For example, father of the 1,000 Buddha of these fortunate eons. That means, according to Buddhism or in the Buddha's teaching, in this eon, there is 1,000 Buddha will come. And so, Manjushri in the teaching is father of all these Buddha. How that means? What that means? In the teaching, it said he was spiritual father of all these 1,000 Buddha. Upon the one time, that this 1,000 Buddha, who among the 4 of them came, and 996 are going to come. Those are just regular individual beings once upon a time. They are not great bodhisattva, they are not enlightened beings, they are regular body, regular human beings. Manjushri is already enlightened, great bodhisattvas, came in the form of the many different emanations. So Manjushri encouraged them, this 1,000 individuals, to take refuge and develop the bodhicitta. And because of the teaching of the Manjushri, and this 1,000 individually took the refuge and developed the bodhicitta. Because of that, they continually then follow the path and reaching enlightenment. Therefore, in the teaching said, Manjushri is the father of all this, or spiritual father of all 1,000 Buddhas, and as well as many other Buddhas. So that means Manjushri got enlightenment so long time ago. And Manjushri is, according to the Dharmakaya level, is totally enlightened beings. Total enlightened beings, or there is no other difference between Samantabhadra and Manjushri. Dharmakaya Buddha, Samantabhadra. Free from all the complexities, free from all the aspects, and a total openness, vastness, inconceivable state of the Buddha Samantabhadra. That is Dharmakaya state of Manjushri. And the Sambhogakaya level, Manjushri appeared as Buddha Vairochanas, the very foundation of all the Buddhas, and the body aspect of all the Buddhas, Buddha Vairochanas. And again, Buddha Vairochana, there is many emanation of the Buddha Vairochana appeared in different forms, in different ways. So those are all Manjushris. And then Dharmakaya level, or even in Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya level, Manjushri appeared, many emanations of the Manjushri. Those are the Manjushri, Buddha Manjushri, Renna Manjushri, Padma Samye, Karma Manjushri, and as well as Vajar Manjushris. There is many emanation Manjushri. And those forms are also white Manjushri, blue Manjushri, red Manjushri, and green Manjushris, and so forth. So many emanations, nations that appeared. And that in the Sambhogakaya emanation of the Manjushri appeared in many different forms: peaceful, wrathful, and semi-wrathful. And wrathful aspect of the Manjushri of the Sambhogakaya is then renowned as Yamitakas. And there is many different emanations of Yamitakas too. So forth, all that is Manjushri. And then Manjushri appeared in the form of also great bodhisattvas. And such as often we call among the 8 bodhisattvas, Manjushris. Manjushri is one of the 8 great bodhisattvas. And that in order to benefit all the living beings, Manjushri appeared in the form of the great bodhisattvas. So Manjushri, that's what we call Manjushri. And there is different, many emanations in ancient time or in Buddha's time. Gracious teacher Buddha Shakyamuni's time, Manjushri appeared as many times his disciples, Buddha's disciples, and the audience. And Manjushri activated so many teachings by requesting teachings, and then Buddha gave the teaching. There is so many teachings. And Manjushri appeared as like disciples, audience, who activated, accelerated the teachings. And Manjushri appeared in the form of the landlords, and the young boys, young girls, really appeared. So the emanation of the Manjushri in the Dharmakaya level is countless. There is no limitation, boundaries in order to benefit for all beings. So that is really the Manjushri. And the Manjushri teaching practices become so popular and powerful in India, and then Tibetan Buddhism came in the 8th century. And Padma Samye brought this Manjushri teaching along with the Chandarakshita. Chandarakshita is a renowned emanation of the Manjushri himself, and as well as the King Tsewang is a renowned emanation of the Manjushri, and give all these Manjushri teachings. And particularly Manjushri teaching, then Padma Samye gave at the Samye mountains for 9 students. 9 students he gave 8 Heruka teachings. Among that, then is among the 8 Heruka and the Jambar and the Manjushri, which is the aspect of all Buddha's body, emanation. So Manjushri, the Yamintaka teachings, Gurupe Masamba give that. And to the nine heartless student, and particularly that teaching that resided, become the master of that teaching is then Sangye Yeshi, who become the famous yogi of the Manjushri, Nupchi Sangye Yeshi Rinpoche. And then that. So those are that how it started with the Karma teachings. And then Terma teachings of that, Gurupe Masamba gives so many teachings to nine heartless students, or 25 disciples from Gurupe Masamba, and then Gurupe Ishim Soja and Gurupe Masamba hidden so many Terma teachings throughout the Tibet, and those great Termas, one after another, began to revealing those Terma teachings, and then continued until now. So that's how the Manjushri teaching. And since the beginning of the teaching came to Tibet in the 8th century, there is so many great siddhas in the yogi, in the yoginis, really, who reach the total high enlightenment, total practice of Manjushri. So Manjushri teaching becomes so popular. And not just so only Nyingma schools of Tibetan Buddhism, Manjushri is so popular to all the schools of Tibetan Buddhism. Almost every those great master scholars, their personal deity become as Manjushris. Really, they practice, meditate on this. So this becomes one of the powerful, special practices of the Manjushri, and this is then particularly so brief kind of introduction about the Manjushris. Manjushri and how that. And now I talk briefly about the meaning of the empowerment. Again, of course, we all know that empowerment means is very special technique. As I said earlier, and you all know, Vajrayana teaching is full of skillful means. And therefore, so many skillful means, therefore, by the practice of the Vajrayana teaching, according to the teaching, we can reach enlightenment within short time, or within this lifetime, or quite few generations, according to the teachings. And according to Sutra Mahayana, that even we practice diligently, it will take to get enlightenment many times, eons mentioned, many eons could take that. But in Vajrayana teaching, if we practice diligently, following the according instruction and teaching, if we can, then really we can get enlightenment. We can see big changes within this our lifetime, and then as well as continue that carry that. So therefore, Vajrayana teaching is named also result yana, result. That instantly we are activating a result and getting result. That in the Sutra Mahayana is like kind of your process, making the process of the cause and the condition, and that will take time to develop the result. But in Vajrayana teaching, because the power of the skillful means that we apply that very kind of diligently, with joyfully, we can get a result so soon. Therefore, this yana or teaching is named as result yana, or the teaching that captured the result of fruit very fast. So therefore, named as a result yanas. So this is the Vajrayana teaching. Among that, there's, as I said, there's so many skillful means, and this empowerment is then one of the very powerful and renowned skillful means practices. What it does, according to teaching, that through the empowerment, that when you receive the empowerment, or when you meditate and receive the empowerment, that will dispel the habitual pattern of the body, speech, mind, and entering the Vajra blessings of the Vajra form, Vajra speech, and the Vajra mind to our body, so activating our hidden, the invisible quality of our body, speech, and mind, and dispelling the habitual patterns. Again, I will say one more time. By receiving the blessings of the Vajra, blessings of the Vajra body, Vajra sound, Vajra mind, or if I use enlightenment body, enlightenment speech, enlightenment mind, it will dispel the habit pattern of the habit pattern or the obscured habit pattern of the body, our regular body, speech and mind, and then we get a result. We get kind of evoke our result. So therefore, this is called very powerful and skillful means of the practice that instantly really is bring up the realization. And in order to that, empowerment is received by our meditation, ritual object, lineage blessings, and the mantras, and so those are where we receive the empowerment, and it is then transcendenting that. It is like, for those reasons, in Sanskrit is empowerment named as Abhisheka or Abhikeka, means pouring and dispelling. Pouring means what? Pouring the lineage blessings of the skillful means dispelling. What is dispelling? The habit patterns and obscuration. So it really created the kind of moment of the awakening energies. And we continue to keep that with the courage and commitment, with joy, then definitely we get good result. Okay, we can progress. So that's the meaning of the empowerment. That's how it is. And then